Amazing stories. The blind husband and his beautiful wife.
Once upon a time, a young businessman married the most beautiful girl in the city. They love each other very much. One day, she developed a skin disease. Slowly she started to lose her beauty. It so happened that one day her husband left for a business trip. While returning, he had an accident and lost his eyesight. However, their married life continued as usual. But as days passed, she lost her beauty gradually. The blind husband seemed that he did not know this, and there was not any difference in their married life. He continued to love her and she also loved him very much. One day she died. Her death brought him a great sorrow. He finished all her last rites and wanted to leave that town. A man from behind called and said, "Now how will you be able to walk all alone? All these days your wife used to help you." He replied, "I'm not blind. I was acting because if she knew I could see her skin condition due to a disease, it would have pained her more than her disease. I didn't love her for her beauty alone, but I feel in love with her caring and loving nature. So I pretended to be blind. I only wanted to keep her happy."
This is my story.
A funny thing happened on the way to school. Last Friday it was very windy. I was walking down the street with my friend John. We were having a difficult time walking against the wind. The wind was pushing against us, and we felt the force of it pressing against us. We even had a hard time breathing. We were walking slowly. We watched the leaves as they danced and twirled in the wind. We watched a plastic bag as it flew by us. We saw a little boy whose baseball cap flew right off his head. His cap flew along the sidewalk, and he had to chase it. He finally caught it and he held it in his hands tightly after he got it back. The trees were swaying frantically. Their branches swished and waved in the wild wind. John and I were hit by flying bits of paper and leaves. We laughed and a garbage can lid rolled along and hit John in the leg. We saw another garbage can rolling along the road as if it was alive. Everything was moving because of the wind. Then, the funniest thing happened. I wasn't paying any attention, and a paper bag came flying up the street toward us. It hit me right in the face and covered my whole face. At first, I didn't know what had happened. I was blinded. I couldn't see where I was going. I stopped and held out my hands. When I stopped, the bag fell off my face. I looked at John. He was laughing very hard. He was laughing so hard that tears were rolling down his cheeks. He said that I looked very funny with the brown paper bag stuck to my face. I started to laugh too. We laughed about it all the way to school. John said that he wished he had a camera. He would have taken a picture of me with a bag on my face.
The birthday gift.
It is going to be my father's birthday. What can I give him? I don't have much money. I have looked all through the stores, and I have not found anything that I think he would like, or that I can afford. I have thought very hard about what to buy for him. I thought that he might like some candy, but my father really doesn't eat many sweets. I thought that he might like a new shirt, but he has lots of clothes. I can't afford a new car or computer for him. I was watching him on the weekend. He cut the grass, washed the car, took out the garbage, weeded the garden and watered the plants. I got an idea. I went to my room and took out some paper. I cut out pieces of paper, and I wrote on them. I wrote on one piece of paper that I would wash the car every weekend for the summer. I wrote on another piece that I would take out the garbage every week for the summer. I also wrote that I would cut the grass, weed the garden, and water the plants every week for the summer. I made a birthday card for my dad, and I put the pieces of paper inside it. I went downstairs and gave my gift to my dad. My dad thought that the gift was very thoughtful. He said that it was a gift from the heart. I did all those things for my dad all summer. He said that he had a lot of free time because I helped him so much. My dad and I are good friends. I don't mind doing things for him because I know that he is always there to help me out. A good gift doesn't have to be something that costs a lot. My dad says that the best gifts are the ones that show how much you care for the other person. I'm glad my dad liked his gift.
Don't judge easily.
Why do people dislike other people? Some people don't like other people just because they look different. I think that is silly. I don't think that it is fair to judge someone by the way they look. Some people look very nice, but they are mean or cruel. Some people look very ordinary, but they are incredibly nice. I remember when I was in grade 1, I saw a girl across the room. She had a mean look on her face. I thought to myself that she was probably not a very nice person. I stayed away from her and played with the other children. Then, we had to play a game, and the teacher said that she would pick partners for us. The teacher picked the girl with the mean face as my partner. I didn't think that the game would be much fun at all with a partner who seemed as mean as that girl. I walked up to her and said hello. The girl's face changed. She smiled at me, and she began to talk to me. Her mean face disappeared. We had lots of fun playing the game. We laughed a lot and enjoyed each other's company. That girl became my best friend. Now when I look at her, I see what is inside her. Sometimes she doesn't smile, but I know what she is like. She is a kind and funny person. I have learned that you can't judge a book by its cover. It is not fair to dislike someone just because they don't look like you want them to look. You have to get to know a person. It doesn't matter to me what color a person's skin is. It doesn't matter to me if they are short or tall, skinny or fat or happy or sad looking. I judge people by how they treat me, and I try to treat people like I would want to be treated.
An unexpected new friend.
One day I was walking through the streets of Oxford, England, when I saw a group of students standing on the street, looking at something. I walked over to see what was happening and saw that they were looking at a dog that was sitting on the sidewalk. The dog was a brown Labrador retriever. He had long, dirty hair, and he looked very tired. I approached the dog and stroked its head. The dog looked at me with sad eyes and licked my hand. I asked the students if they knew who the dog was, and they said no. They said they had found him wandering the street and they didn't know what to do with him. I offered to take the dog home with me. The students accepted and gave me the dog's collar. I took the dog home and fed and watered him. The dog ate and drank greedily, as if he had not eaten in days. After the dog ate and drank, I took him for a walk. The dog was very happy to go for a walk. He ran around the park and played with the other dogs. At the end of the day, the dog was tired and fell asleep in my bed. I don't know who the dog is or where it came from, but I'm glad I found it. I will give him a good home and take good care of him.
I sincerely hope you enjoyed our discussion. Don't forget to like, share this video with a friend, comment on my video, subscribe to the channel, and practice your English a little more. See you in the next video. Goodbye.